viewing the matchup between Georgetown and Binghamton, which takes place tomorrow at Capital One Arena. Tip-off is at 6:30. As always, I'm here with my buddy Owen. Owen, what's
Hi
up, man?
everyone. Sorry about that. I was just fixing my mic. We have a big game tomorrow, 6:30. It's going to be Georgetown versus Binghamton, and there's a lot to say even though it looks like it just should be a kind of walk in the park for Georgetown. There's still a lot to say and a lot to preview for this game. So, we have our topics on the right over here. We're going to go through the matchup, then we're going to talk about projected starters, the team breakdown of both teams. Something I've been doing in all the previews recently is things to watch. I have 3 today, and then we'll have audience thoughts, predictions, whatever, and people can leave comments and we'll answer them. And yeah, so let's get started with the matchup. Rasheen, you want to get started with that?
Yeah, for those of you who don't know Binghamton is, you probably might know it as SUNY Binghamton. They just kind of dropped the SUNY for branding purposes a few years ago. They are 1-2 on the year. They were blown out by 38 by Syracuse. Their one victory this year came against Rochester Institute of Technology, which is a D3 school, which they beat by 10. Currently, their Ken Palm rating is 346. So as you guys can, and we're favored by 25.5, by the way. So as you guys can tell, this is not a very good team. They play in the American East, which is not a very good conference. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't take them seriously in that we shouldn't come out, play hard, beat them by at least 30 if Syracuse, which isn't that very good of a team, beat them by 30. And what I really want to see, Owen, is I want to see consistent intensity throughout the game, both play 2 complete halves. And probably the issue that has bothered me most other than shooting this year for the team is the rebounding. So I really want them to beat them up on the boards.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, Binghamton, as Rasheen said, comes in ranked number 346 in Ken Palm rankings, which is one of the worst in college basketball in the entire nation. They are the 19th worst Division I school, according to Ken Palm rankings. And Georgetown currently sits at number 72, and we're looking like a legit team. Like, everyone is talking about the Hoyas, it seems, recently. We are a good team, and we've been saying this all offseason. Like, we are going to surprise the world. I think that this game, the main thing is going to be getting an early start and starting off beating them early, because I'm expecting the same thing as I was at Morgan State, which did happen. Towards the end of the game, it won't be starters playing. There's no point in playing starters that could get injured. When we have a big game at Clemson, we get a big lead, we start winning, and then what happens is we put in some of the players who don't really get that many points. But the thing about the Bearcats, they may not have the firepower, they may not be the best team, but they are a scrappy team. They're a physical team. I was watching some of their highlights. They have a guy, Demetrius Liley, I think his name is. He's a 6'9" center. He is very scrappy, very physical, and they're going to try and slow this game down. They're going to try and pack the paint. They're going to try and kind of make it too slow for the Hoyas, to the point where Georgetown can't really do anything about it. But if we're going to be honest, Georgetown should easily win in this game. So now we can move on to the projected starters. And the projected starters for the Hoyas is the same that I've had it, or that it's been all year. Some would argue that it should be different, including me. I'm not sure if this is the best players playing, but it has been working, so I'm not gonna complain yet, obviously. So for the
Wait, you're
Hoyas
complaining
being,
right now.
I mean, I'm complaining, but if we're winning, we're winning. Like, that's just how. I'm not gonna keep on going about my rants on why the Hoyas should change up their team. If it's not gonna be changed and we're winning games, there's no point. But
Right.
so the starters for Binghamton, we have Jeremiah Quigley, I think his last name is, Bryson Wilson, Wes
Yep.
Peterson, Zaire Beverly, and who I said before, Demetrius Liley, which I think is their best player. But honestly, with our centers and how they've been playing, I'd be very, very surprised if Liley can even do anything. And then Georgetown will have Malik, Mack, KJ Lewis, Isaiah Abraham, Caleb Williams and Julius Halaifonua at the 5. Yeah, I mean, our starting 5 has looked dominant on both sides of the ball early in this season. Mack's chemistry has been there. He's been able to dish out the ball. KJ Lewis is showing like he's a star player in the entire Big East. Isaiah Abraham has been quietly efficient. And this is something that Rasheen probably remembers. This is when we were talking about all the transfers, we were giving out awards, and the sleeper pick of the year, I'm pretty sure you said Kayvon, but I said Isaiah Abraham. And the reason why is because he is such a good player. He just didn't go along with UConn at all, or Dan Hurley. And I said that I don't know why Dan Hurley would let a talent like this walk out the door. And it started a lot of debate on Twitter because no one really agreed with me, and people thought I was crazy for saying that Ed Cooley could maybe be a better coach at developing people than
his game is just his game is very quiet, but obviously very effective.
Yeah, and it also sometimes doesn't even seem that quiet. He got a dunk where he just slammed it down, hung on the like. He gets loud. He brings the energy, and that's what I love about this team. Is I think everyone wants to win. Everyone has the mindset of winning. Everyone brings the energy, but also we have Caleb Williams who's been playing really well. He's had a double in Maryland. He's someone that we also talked about a lot this summer about having a big step up year, and he's had that. I think Mack had that game at Maryland that we were kind of expecting him to have, where he takes that step up. Defensively, we may be the best team in the Big East defensively. I think we're the best team in the Big East defensively with how we've been able to play. It's us or
UConn at the top of the
yeah, and I think it's us. Like, we have been playing insane defense. Whether it's Vince Iwuchukwu, Julius Halaifonua, no matter who's in, we're playing good defense, and that's what I love to see because defense wins championships.
Who do you think is going to defend Liley, or is it Liley or Lily?
Lilley. I think it's Liley. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think it has to be Juice, and then when Juice comes out, it's Vince or other whatever it is. It's going to be the center because he's a big guy. He's 6'9". Either way, we have 2 7-footers, so size isn't going to be a problem for us in height wise for the centerpiece. Binghamton has been struggling to shoot, but we can't really talk that much about struggling to shoot because we have been awful from the 3-point line. But this is a game where I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of shots up, but a lot of shots that go in. We should be able to completely derail this Binghamton team, get the shots up, and that's what I'm hoping for. And if we can do that, Georgetown should be able to just completely beat the brakes off of this team and win by a pretty large margin no matter who's playing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call him Lily. Is a good it provides a good challenge for our bigs. He's not only their leading scorer but also their leading rebounder. I want to see which of them or if both of them can contain him. And then on the perimeter, I want to see who can handle Peterson, who's their big 3-point shooter. But I expect it to be a very not exactly like the Maryland game, but this is also a defensive-minded team. That likes usually when they're winning rebounds the hell out of the ball. They're going to try to play fast on offense because they also can't shoot. So, like I said, I want to see Georgetown dominate the boards. I want to continue to see the shooting percentage improve. Did we shoot 44% against Maryland?
Yeah,
I hope we can get closer to 50% against this team.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of said different things for like their tempo. I mean, I was kind of thinking that they'd play kind of a slower game and try and kind of pick apart the defense slowly and hopefully find Wes Peterson for a 3 or Lily down in the paint. Yeah. I was kind of thinking that they'd play pretty small and pretty slow. But you're saying they're going to play fast, and I think
the games I saw against Niagara and Syracuse, they played pretty fast.
Yeah, the difference between them and like us.
Again, they're far less talented, so it would make sense for them to slow down given the talent disparity. But
yeah, because I mean, if they're watching our games, like the first thing you see from our games, in my opinion, is how fast we are in transition. Like if they're playing a fast game and we have the one of the
Right.
best defenses in the Big East. KJ takes that ball 110 miles per hour down to the basket, no matter what we're scoring on that possession. So I was thinking they play, but I think we could see them do
They could.
either way.
They would also. It's hard not to see how badly we struggled in the half court against Maryland.
Yeah.
But that's one of the one of the chess match aspects of basketball, right? Like what they want to do. The way they want to win is not the way that's going to necessarily beat us. So where's the middle ground?
Yeah, and I mean their guards also another thing that I saw when I was watching some of their games. Obviously didn't watch the full game, but I did watch some. I think it was like a half of each. It kind of looked like they were very turnover heavy. Like they turned over the ball a lot. They're always turning over the ball under pressure.
A lot of new faces. So not great chemistry on this team.
Yeah, exactly. And Georgetown should be pressing early. We have every single game been pressing since the first minute, and I expect us to continue that to kind of just derail this team from the start to the end, not even let them get a huge running where they're just scoring a bunch of points in a row. I just don't see that happening with the skill differential.
What are your three things to watch?
Yeah, so my I actually have four things now because I just thought about one. But my first one is Hoya tempo. Their one shot at keeping it close, and this kind of relates to what we were just talking about, is to slow the ball down. If they have long possessions, they're going to be able to limit transition plays for us, and we just have to play great defense. We have to pace for basically just turn our defense into easy offense with transitions. And I think we should expect Malik, Mack, and KJ Lewis to have a day tomorrow and have a very, very, very good game because they're going to be playing versus two guards who aren't that good, who turn over the ball a lot, and it's just going to create a lot of points and a lot of easy scoring opportunities for Malik and also for KJ as well. My second one is defensive communication. We have been very good on defense, but there are times where it kind of gets a little scary. You don't really see the communication. You don't see the rotations that are supposed to be happening. You don't see the help defense. Obviously, we do at some points, but there's still some points where we're not helping. Sometimes we're over helping and fouling. Sometimes we're lost, it looks like. And Binghamton's basically a offense they have one player that can shoot, they have one player that can put it down low, and that's really it. So I'm very excited to see how we play against someone who could shoot the ball, how we're going to be rotating. I don't want to see Vince or Juice at the top of the key having to play defense at the 3-point line because someone had a bad rotation, and now Vince is having to guard Miles Rice at Maryland, and Miles Rice is obviously going to be faster and quicker. Either way, Vince did stop him and blocked him, and it wasn't a problem, but there's sometimes that will be a problem. So I think and when we get into more competitive games, like this is stuff that I want to see that will make me more confident versus other games. Then the front court rotation, how Cooley is going to just mix around Juice and Vince together, how he's going to stagger them, how Seal gets in the game. It's a chance to see if because what I was really excited for this season was kind of like two big guys that could go in together at some points and just completely take over. And I think that if we could see that and it could work, it's obviously a very hard ask. They're both kind of very similar guys in size, but if they could play a power forward center role, I think it'd be very, very, very cool to see. And I think that'd be some of the best.
How many minutes would you like to see from Fort and Seal?
I think Fort is kind of emerging. This is kind of my next one, but Fort is kind of emerging as a top role player for our team. He's getting a lot of minutes, something I wasn't expecting, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to act like I was expecting him to play that much this season. And keeps on proving that he should be out there because obviously Seal, for example, I don't know if he was injured last game. I don't think he was. We just didn't see him at all. we saw him in Morgan State, and he made a few errors and mistakes. And Ed is watching no matter if we're up by 30, we're down by 30, we're a close game. He's going to be watching because if you can't do something versus Morgan State, you can't play versus Maryland. It's just not going to work. So I think Fort has proven himself time and time again and shown that he deserves to get playing time. So I think we'll see a lot of minutes from Fort. I think Seal, it really depends because we saw him get, I think it was around 10 minutes the first game to go to 0 minutes. Like that's pretty crazy of a turnaround. So I'm excited to see how many minutes he gets. If he gets any, he most likely will get in for the second half and most of the second half because Vince hurt his calf last game. I'm not expecting to see him as much. I'm expecting Seal to kind of take a lot of that load off of him. And then my final thing to watch is the role guys, as I just said. Jaden Fort, Jay Will, DHS, Deshaun Harrismith, they all can play. DHS and Jeremiah Williams both have starting level experience. They both started on teams, one at Maryland, one at Rutgers and Temple. And these early season games are where they can find their rhythm and get into the rotation before Big East play and before it's the time where it's like, this is our rotation and it's not changing. Like we're going to see right now, it kind of seems like we're testing out lineups. We're having a lot of people play. As we get closer to the end of non-con, when we're playing UNC, or even in a couple of weeks, I think it's 2 weeks when we play Dayton and Miami / BYU, like we're going to see a very smaller rotation. And that's just something that's going to have to happen because we can't make mistakes in Big East play if we want to be a top team, which I'm expecting us to be. So yeah, I think DHS and Jay Will, including Fort, and that is my last thing for the things to watch, just for them to how the role guys are going to play because they're going to get a lot of minutes. They're basically, I think, going to get similar, if not more, minutes than some of the starters today or tomorrow.
Do you have any predictions on the score?
I think we're going to put up around 90 points. I think they're going to put up around 40 points. I think we're going to have a very Yeah, 90-40. My real prediction is 90-56, but that's if we have if we don't have all of our starters playing, which we're not. I think it'll be 90-56. If it's starters playing the entire game through, we don't see Mason Moses, we don't see Michael Van Raphorst, we don't see any of Seal or people like that, then it's going to be 90-40. But I'll say 90-56. What about you?
I think they're actually going to cover this game. Like I said, the spread is 25.5. I think they can win by 30. Like I said, this team lost to Syracuse by 38.
Yeah. And they beat a D3 team by 10.
They beat a D3 team by 10.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick. I can't get a sense of what the total. Let me look what the total is.
And everyone could start putting in comments, thoughts, predictions.
Is 147.5. So I would guess that.
I don't think.
I would say.
Oh, I have it actually at 146. That's pretty close. I said that the total was going to be 146, 90-56.
80. Let's go. Yeah, 90-60, 90-60 around there. I mean, if we got 90, that would be phenomenal. I don't think.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things about this team is how many points we've been able to put up without being able to shoot from the three. Like we've been putting up 80 points in the game, something like that.
So it's 7 against Maryland, and we basically could not shoot threes or.
So around 75, I'm guessing. Georgetown versus Morgan State. I think we put up around 8. We put up.
We won 80. It was 87-70 was that game, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah. So it's kind of yeah. We're averaging around 78.5 points a game. So we should be able to keep doing that. And Clemson, the team that we have Saturday, which we'll talk about in the episode coming out on Thursday, they put up lots of points. Like they are scoring and scoring and scoring. So I want to see us do kind of similar if we want to have a good chance to beat Clemson. So now everyone, if you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you have predictions, anything, it could be anything, just put it into the comments and we will start talking about it. But while we wait for that, is there anything you think that we should watch for, Rasheen, as for this game?
I mean, we're supposed to win. We're going to win. So just look at effort. Look at who's playing hard, who's dialed in. We can't afford – this game should be about preparing for Clemson. So I want to see them take this just as seriously and execute just as sharply. Right? This is a big mental game. Again, like they kind of coming off this incredible, hot, highly emotional victory against Maryland. Can they come back to work and just take care of business? So I'm going to be looking at body language. I'm going to be looking at effort. I'm going to be looking at focus. And also, I mean, they got to start hitting some shots. I got to see more shots, more 3-pointers start going in. What did we shoot? I think they hit 5. They were like 5 for 21 or something like that against Maryland.
Yeah,
I don't expect them. They don't have to be great. I just want them to be an average, 33, 35%.
Yeah, I mean, we have Landria, I think is how you pronounce his name, from Brazil coming in, who's hopefully going to help with the 3-point shooting. But yeah, like as you said about the 3-point shooting, I think we have to shoot better if we want to be a team that has a chance to do something in March Madness specifically. Because I'm at the point where I believe this team is a March Madness team and a top 25, top 30 team in the nation with how we've been able to play. Clemson is going to be a big story for, like, we're going to be able to tell very, very quickly what we are based off that game. And then Thanksgiving as well, and UNC. We'll get a good look at what this team's going to be before Big East play even starts. But I think shooting is a big part of it, and we have to be able to shoot if we want to be able to really do anything in March Madness.
Do you know if you heard anything about whether or not Langston Love is playing?
I'm guessing I mean, we saw him in Maryland, which I thought was kind of crazy that we saw him in Maryland, but we did. So I'm guessing he will play. I don't know how many. I'd guess he'd get more minutes than he did at Maryland, but he couldn't even run. Like, he literally couldn't run.
He looked really bad on defense, like very rusty, like he hadn't used his legs.
Yeah, and that's what I heard about him. Like, I was told he wasn't playing in Maryland because he could not play defense physically. Like, physically, he can play defense usually, but physically right now, with how he is with his leg, his hamstring, I think it was, he cannot play defense. Like, he couldn't. And the thing that I was told was, if you want to play on this team, you have to be able to play defense. And he couldn't play defense, and Ed still played him, which it was kind of a little weird in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I was happy to see Langston. I'm hoping we could see more of him when he's healthy, but I don't know if it's good to be really playing him right now.
I would love, if he gets another 5 minutes, that's fine. I would prefer he gets some run than none at all. Yeah. I was really hoping that his corner 3 went down, was going to go down, but it didn't. Yeah. If he can get off if he could come in and hit a corner 3 and just move his feet against his team, that would be progress. Yeah. Did you watch the Andy Katz interview with Malik?
I saw a little bit of it, not all of it.
It was very good. I came away really impressed with Malik as a leader and as just a thoughtful person trying to help make the team better, and just made me feel more convinced that this team is definitely going to be there in March, because he has accepted he owns being the point guard and leader of this team, and he understands that. So
he knows that leadership role.
Yeah, so goes the team. And everybody, I mean, again, everybody who follows Georgetown basketball has said that this is, this team will go as far as Mack takes them.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't related to Georgetown, but it is something you said before about the chemistry of Binghamton. St. John's, right? St. John's versus Bama. I was watching the game, and it's something that I've been talking about recently because they had no chemistry. And I kind of was saying this to some of my friends actually because we were talking about the Big East. St. John's can throw as much money as possible as their players. They could pay whoever. They could go to Bryce Hopkins and say, "I'm going to pay you $8 million. I don't care." And it's kind of what they did, and they can do that. But they have no chemistry whatsoever. It looks like Zuby Ejiofor is their only returner starter. It just looked like they were kind of lost, and I think that if they stay that lost, they're obviously going to get better and more gelled towards Big East play. But if they stay this like no chemistry, there could be a chance that they fall out of number 2 in the Big East and maybe even behind Georgetown, which I have right now, Georgetown number 3 or 4.
But they'll get better. I mean, I think this is a really hard early season test. Their flaws were very much on display. I know Alabama, Nate Oates is probably one of the best offensive minds in college basketball, but I didn't expect that a Pitino-led team would give up that many points at home.
Yeah.
They just don't. And I thought they had solved a lot of their shooting problems, but they really hadn't. Or just at least that night they hadn't. So I'm still plenty scared of St. John's. They got a lot of time they got a lot of time to figure it out.
I mean, we were beating them by 30 last year before Thomas Sorbo went down at that game. I was there in MSG. We were beating them by 30. So, I mean, I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be a little shaky down there. The Big East, it kind of seems like it's gonna be a little shaky in general this year. Because
do you think Georgetown reminds you a lot of that last year St. John's team?
I think this Georgetown team is something that we really haven't seen in the Big East in a while because I think, St. John's obviously couldn't shoot the 3 last year. They played very good defense, but St. John's last year kind of seemed to be targeted towards basically RJ Lewis, and then they had Zuby Ejiofor. And I think every single person on our team is good, can play, and should be the focus on this team. It shouldn't just be KJ, even though how much I talk about him and how much I love how he's been playing. It shouldn't just be him. It shouldn't just be Malik either. And I think that's why we're separate and different from every other team, to be honest. So I wouldn't say that they're the same. But and also we see like Xavier losing a game last night, and that was horrendous.
Yeah, let's get some early takes on way too early takes on this, the Big East. Xavier obviously like wearing the dunce cap of the class. I don't know if you saw this in the Big East Energy Network Discord, which by the way everybody should join. We'll put a link to it in the show notes. I told someone I'm taking the money line. I don't think Santa Clara is that bad, and I did. I got it at plus 320. So I don't know, Xavier. There's a lot of hand wringing about what the hell was he doing all off season. Pitino has gathered this collection of misfit toys. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to be able to compete in the Big East. I would just say don't worry too much about this year. Year one is not going to be good for anybody in a complete rebuild. So if I were a Xavier fan, I would just totally take this opportunity, reduce, dramatically lower your expectations for what this season could be, as if they're probably already low to begin with. And enjoy college basketball.
I thought that they were going to be the worst team from the start.
Yeah. You did say that.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah. To me, I've seen everybody. They're not better than Seton Hall. They're not better than DePaul.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, we have 130 people in the live right now. So if anyone has any questions or anything, they can put it in the comments.
What do you think about UConn's performance?
I think they're going to win it all.
They absolutely could win it all.
Yeah, unless they get stopped by Georgetown, they're going to win it all.
Yeah, I did not see a whole lot of holes on their game. Yeah. And like anybody, they got to worry about injuries, but I just didn't. Yeah. I didn't see one area where they have serious shortcomings.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just look. We knew they were going to be a good team, though. I mean, we didn't really know what was going to happen, but like we knew that they were going to be a good team. We have a question. I'm reading it because it didn't come up on the stream, but it came up on my Twitter, and it's how does Georgetown handle the rotation issues, assuming Love is healthy on Saturday? So this is about Clemson, and we will play a lot tomorrow, but got to limit the rotation to 9-10 strong for conference play. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of what me and Rasheen, we were talking about this. We were talking about how basically the rotation is going to get smaller and smaller as we go on because we can't be playing everyone in Big East play. It's just not going to work. So I'm assuming if Love is healthy Saturday versus Clemson, that it will kind of be the same thing we had at Maryland. And tomorrow, if Love's healthy, I'm assuming he'll get a lot of minutes. And if he plays well, maybe we could even see him getting a 6-man role or 7th-man role off the bench for Clemson. But I'm hoping he as he goes, he'll just get more and more minutes. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think everybody's going to play. Everyone's going to play tomorrow. It's fine. It's there. We have enough room for error that everyone can play, and you obviously want to start to build a little bit of depth for later in the year so that people can, so that when there's injuries or ejections or whatever that inevitably comes up, that people will not be completely out of sorts when they get in the game. I think 9 to 10 is going to be too many, honestly. I think Cooley's never been a guy who plays with a very deep bench. I think once we're in the season and we've really figured out the roles, my guess is he's going to play 7 to 8 people regularly.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, it seems like it needs to be on YouTube for us to actually see the question. Unless I just happened to get an alert from Twitter. But yeah, I mean, we should be able to break, just absolutely beat, just kill this team. Like, it shouldn't even be a close game. We should be able to kill this team. I think that's really all there is to it. We have 160 people in the live right now.
Awesome.
As we just said before, if anyone has any questions, they can comment it on the YouTube. We can't really see from X, it seems. But yeah, that unless you have anything else to say, Rasheen, that's really all there is for the Binghamton game this coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about the Bearcats. I was going to go back to our little tour around the Big East. What do you think about Butler?
I mean, Butler's
or higher, I should say, than most people.
Yeah, I think Butler's a mid-level team in the Big East. I don't think they're going to be better than Marquette or Providence or anything. But yeah, all right, we have
64 overall.
I think we're going to see a lot of growth for Julius throughout the year. Obviously, a great passer for his size, but he's still getting used to the college game. Thoughts on that? I mean, I could take this one because I've had a lot of thoughts on that.
You've been very critical of young Julius.
Yeah, and the reason why, honestly, is because if it was the non-conference schedule we had last year, play Julius, let him play, whatever. We have such a hard non-conference schedule that I kind of think we should be playing players that are the best. He's a great passer. I think one of the best passers at his size that we've seen at Georgetown in a long time. He's still getting used to the college game, of course, because he hasn't really been able to play that much, and that's not his fault. He got hurt. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I think he keep on starting until he proves that he shouldn't, and he obviously hasn't to Ed Cooley. I think Ed loves seeing Vince come off the bench and seeing Vince kind of go at it with the backup center on the other team and be able to absolutely kill on defense and offense. And Juice is kind of just still getting into it. But yeah, I completely love Vince more than Juice, but I think that Juice playing is doing good things for us right now. So yeah, I those are my thoughts. I think we're gonna see a lot of growth as the season goes on, but can we really keep it that Juice will be starting the entire year? I don't know. I think we will see a change mid-year. What about you, Rasheen?
Yeah, we should. everybody should look at this as Julius's freshman year almost, right? Because he only played 6 games last year. So he has not played a lot of games at this level. So what I want to see from him is just continued improvement to his conditioning. Last year, that was something he struggled with. Obviously, he lost a lot of weight and is moving a lot better. I want to see his continued growth of his toughness. There are times where he gets pushed around down low, and that makes where he's not being as aggressive as he should be. So that would be something I'm going to look forward to as the season goes on. Obviously, on offense, he needs to start hitting that 3 if he's going to continue to take it. Would love to see both he and Vince snag more rebounds and use their 7-foot bodies a little better. But I just Juice is like I said, he's basically a freshman, and like most freshmen, he's going to be up and down. We're going to see some great games from him. We're going to see some games that where he's not going to look so hot and he's going to get benched. But as long as the floor keeps getting higher, that's all I need to see, that he's learning. And so that by the time we get around to the Big East tournament, I expect him to be like a valuable contributor.
Yeah. So that was our last question. Thank you so much, 64 overall. But yeah, we should kill this team. That's really all there is to it. We should beat this team by a lot. But thank you everyone for watching. If you don't follow us on Twitter, I'm Big East Hoyas and Rashina's.
I'm Hoya Optimist 33. And then of course follow us at Bleeding Blue and Gray on Twitter at Bleed Blues 1789. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Big East Energy Network. And then you can also find us on Instagram at Bleeding Blue and Gray.
Thank you, everyone. And as well, this video, if you weren't able to listen to it 100%, it will be dropping tomorrow on YouTube. And then we'll have a video dropping on Thursday.
Right. And we're going to do a space. We're going to do a space tomorrow night after the game.
Yep. And thank you, everyone, for listening. And we'll start doing this more often. Thank you. And let's go Hoyas.
Let's go Hoyas.